right, we're evaluating the 2-year-old filly named Spring, who's out of the same stallion that Matt was out of, and our next horse Journey is going to be out of. And so observations I see is that she's a horse that is very resistive and lacks in forward attitude, and has a lack of what I would call forwardness. And her front end, if you'll notice, moves a lot different than the other horse, and it's just a total different movement. Looks like a horse that's going to ride a little rough. You know, when you trot her along, she's going to ride rough. You know, she's a kind of an ornery thing that just he's going to have to work with on some respect issues. And so every time I crack that whip, she wants to get ornery about it. That she's a horse that could say no a lot. If you let this horse say no too much, you'll have a problem on your hands. But, you know, she's starting out the first day saying no. See there? She's basically saying I'd kick your head off if I could, but I know I can't, so I'll just... See how she kicks her tail out like that? You know, that's a reflection of her brain. David, you're going to have your hands full here, buddy. This horse has got a lot of sass to her, and it's not impossible to deal with, but you just got to know this ahead of time that she's going to be a whole lot different than that black one. See there? So I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't get on this horse to ride it until I got its mind really good and got her saying yes a whole lot more than saying no. That you know, so see, she's looking away from me and she's being very rebellious, ornery, which is not to be not expected in this process. But you know, when I looked in her forehead, she had a double swirl on that curl in there. Well, if you read the book, it'll tell you that is the definition of a complex personality in a horse. It's a very complex horse. And you know what? I've studied that, and it works. It's true. To watch those swirls in their forehead. There's a book on that Linda Tellington wrote that I'd advise everybody to buy. That if you're really serious about this, read that book. I'll tell you what, it's centuries of knowledge that has been condensed into that book that has helped me a whole lot, I'll tell you that much. But see how she goes along, kind of stiff and just kind of get herself when she goes along. That you all have the mare that this is out of. You still own this mare? See, so I mean, it's going to make a nice horse, but this is a cross that I wouldn't recommend again. That, you know, that, and I'm trying to say this in the right way, that when we're evaluating colts, you want to see what works and what doesn't, and this is one that you just have to do something that where she could be just a using horse maybe. But she doesn't have the movement that I would expect to want to work with a dressage horse or an upper level horse. And that's kind of what we're after today is, you know, with an Oldenburg daddy, you ought to float around here like a butterfly. All right, so now we're going to get another horse out and evaluate it named Journey, who's out of the same stallion.